I am making a baked crab today. Very easy to do and seriously beyond delicious. So this is my mother's recipe, Louisiana cook. So we're going to see how it goes. It never goes wrong. It's one thing I like about it. So my husband went blue crabbing yesterday and got a lot of crab. And the bottom of this is the claw. And of course the claw meat is really sweet, very delicious. So in this, we're going to have 2 tablespoons of parsley, some garlic, it's about a clove minced, a teaspoon of what's this here sauce, and about anywhere from 6 to 10 drops of Tabasco sauce. And I've got 2 teaspoons of salt. It's really 1.5. And 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Now that's real lemon juice from lemons we grew, Meyer lemons. And I put them inside one of those real lemon things from the store. So what I'm going to do is I have 3 pieces of toast that I'm getting very well done. You can either use 2 pieces of toast torn into little pieces, or you can use a 1/4 cup of breadcrumbs. Pieces of toast torn up is way better if you've ever done that, not toasting it but tearing up pieces of bread in a meatloaf. It's much better. I don't know why, but it is. So I am going to, and there's also 2 eggs, and there's going to be 6 rounded from your everyday utensil set. What would be your soup spoon, the one that's larger than your coffee stirring spoon. And there'll be about 6 rounded tablespoons of mayonnaise in this. You'll never know there's mayonnaise in it. But the other thing I need to do is get myself 3 tablespoons of onion juice. And I'm going to do some of that with a little garlic press. But the other thing I'm going to do is just mash the mess out of a small piece of onion. And I'm going to chop, 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 mince it up, mince it up, mince it up. And that'll give me exactly what I need. So there'll actually be at least 3 tablespoons of seriously minced onion in this. Dead easy to do. You can't mess it up. The only way you can mess it up is if you used canned crab meat. Forget about that. Go real or go home. So let's get this party started. So this is how I use a garlic press to get onion. I take myself some little pieces that I sliced. I shove them in my little press. Hope it doesn't squirt you. We'll see. And then I squeeze. My mother always had a jar, like an old pickle jar, of onion juice in the refrigerator. It was a big jar. So as we would harvest onions from our garden, my brother and I would have to sit out there and squeeze a bunch of them in New Orleans heat, mind you, very hot, and squeeze them into the jars. So it ain't hard. I've already got about a tablespoon there just from doing this twice. It ain't hard. It's just cooking, squeeze an onion through a garlic press. You can do it. So now we're going to put it together. The onions were so juicy, I did not have to mince any. I just ran them through the garlic press. So the first thing we want to do is get our 2 eggs into the bowl that we're going to use. So our 2 eggs are in our bowl. Now we're going to do our rounded spoons of mayonnaise. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this we're going to mix well. But once we get our crab in here, we're not going to be mixing anything well. We're going to be folding things in. And another thing I forgot to tell you that goes in this is 4 tablespoons of melted butter. So I'm going to stir this up so I don't bore you to tears, and I'll come back. So we've got it mixed well. That's your eggs and your mayonnaise. So now we're going to add our onion juice, our clove of minced garlic, our what's this here sauce. Because once we add the crab, we're not going to be mixing, so we need to mix it well now, or we'll break up our crab claw pieces and our body. So that also, our Worcestershire had our 6 to 10 drops of Tabasco sauce. Here's my parsley. Parsley we grew and dehydrated. It's the little harder thing to incorporate, a little more stirring. Then we need our salt. I don't use a whisk. I use a large fork. And our lemon juice. Okay. So now we're going to add our 4 tablespoons of melted butter. Don't use margarine. Why do you want to poison yourself? Eat real food. Butter. It ain't that expensive. You're going to do something this luxurious and this rich, definitely use some real butter. So now, I'm going to add in my crab meat. Super clean hands. So I'm going to fold. I'm not trying to break anything up. So I'm going to dump the rest. Here's what you're looking like. So gently, I'm going to fold this liquid around my crab. Now, I got to get toasty with it. So I'm going to pull out my pieces of toast and break these off. On my toaster, I put it on 4. Don't burn it or you're going to have a burnt taste. So I may end up with 3. But I toasted 3. It's just toast. It's bread about to go stale, so it was either given to the mud minnows and fish off my dock, or this. I picked this. So let me some chunky monkeys. I'm breaking them up about like that. And that's going to help with these eggs and mayonnaise, or mayonnaise as we say in Louisiana, which really has lost its name thanks to Bobby Jindal. Okay. So we need moss toast, moss pine. I'll crumble it up in here. You don't need to watch me crumble. Be back. So I ended up using 3 pieces of toast. And I think one of the hardest things when you're first learning how to cook is how much of anything. So I used to call her and be like, how much water, how much oil, how many pieces of toast? And her answer was usually enough to moisten, enough to cook. So just be flexible. This should not be tight, and it isn't, but it's not loose and runny. So now I'm going to put this in a buttered, not margarined, not Pammed, not Crisco butter flavor, propane propelled spray. I'm putting it in a buttered casserole. Butter is your friend. Butter, like the egg, has been much maligned. This is one of my husband's favorite dishes. I could cook this outside on the grill at 350. So all I need to do is get that egg working with that mayonnaise. And this is going to get hot and bubbly. And I'm going to get a spoon and get every bit of this out because I picked those crabs. With my own little fingers. I work for everything in here. Nothing is going to be left behind. So now I'm going to get this in a 350 oven and show you what it looks like when it comes out. Prepare to be amazed. That's coffee making in the background. Look at all the crab meat that remained in large pieces. This is beyond delicious. Seriously good. That's my parsley. Oh my God, that's good.